Hey everyone, welcome to the Build Your English podcast, helping you speak with confidence when it matters. I'm Emma. Today we're talking about a place that can be totally normal and also completely chaotic, the office. Specifically, emails and meetings. How to survive them with your sanity.
And I'm Jack. If you've ever read an email and felt your heart do a little jump, like it's practicing parkour, this episode is for you. Because office communication has its own special dialect, and it's full of polite words that sometimes mean danger.
Exactly. Like when someone writes, "Quick question."
Quick question is never quick. Quick question is a small door to a long hallway.
And you open the door because you're a nice person. And suddenly, you're in a meeting.
Welcome to what I call the calendar ambush. You think you're just answering a message, and then, boom, a meeting invite appears like a surprise animal.
A surprise animal is right. And it's always at the worst time, like 5 minutes before lunch, or right when you're finally focused.
Or right when you're about to leave. The classic 4:57 p.m. message. Do you have a minute?
That message should come with a warning label, because the answer is always, you don't have a minute. But you say yes anyway.
Because in office culture, saying no feels like dropping a plate in a quiet restaurant. Everyone looks at you.
And you're like, sorry, I didn't mean to be a person with boundaries.
Exactly. But today we're not doing the dramatic version. We're doing the real version. How to handle office talk in a calm, simple way.
Yes, and we're also going to talk about how people sound in emails versus how they sound in real life, because it's wild.
Some people are so friendly in person, and then in email, they turn into a robot from the year 2003. Noted.
Noted. That one hurts. It's one word, but it has a whole mood.
Noted feels like someone writing down your mistake with a tiny pencil.
Or like you just got a grade. Noted.
And then you sit there thinking, am I in trouble?
Yes, and you start reading the email again like it's a puzzle. You look at the punctuation. You look at the greeting. You look at the signature.
You zoom in on the period. That final period is doing a lot of work.
Exactly. If they write, thanks, with a period, you're like, okay, why do I feel nervous?
Because office writing is emotional, even when it pretends to be logical.
And the funny thing is, most of the time, it's not personal. People are just busy, or tired, or writing fast.
Or writing while walking. Or writing while eating. Or writing while being annoyed at their printer.
That's true. So, first, let's talk about emails. What makes an email scary?
Short emails. The shorter the email, the more powerful it feels. A long email can be messy, but a short email is like a knife.
A polite knife.
A polite knife with a smile. Hi, Jack. Please see below. That's not a sentence. That's a threat.
Or, as discussed.
As discussed means, we discussed it, you forgot it, now I'm documenting it.
Yes. Documenting it is a big office hobby.
Offices love documentation, not because they love knowledge, but because they love protection.
That's painfully true. And honestly, it's where a lot of stress comes from. Because people aren't just communicating, they're also leaving a trail.
Exactly. Some emails are not messages, they're receipts.
Okay, so how do we survive? If you open an email and you feel that little stomach drop, what do you do?
My first move is pause. Not panic reply. Pause. Because panic replies are always too long and too emotional.
Yes, and you add too many details. Or you apologize 10 times.
Or you write a paragraph that starts with, just to clarify, and then you clarify the entire history of the universe.
And nobody asked.
Nobody asked. They ask one thing, but your brain heard, explain yourself.
Okay, quick confession. I once got an email that said, "Can you explain?" That's all. 2 words.
Oh no.
I stared at it for 5 minutes. I even checked if there was more. Like, maybe my computer didn't load the rest. But no, that was the email.
That's a horror movie. Can you explain? And then silence.
And I wrote a long reply. Too long. I wrote background, context, steps, screenshots, everything.
You wrote a full documentary.
I did. And then they replied, thanks.
With a period?
With a period.
The period strikes again.
Exactly. And later I found out they just needed one small detail. That's it.
So basically, the lesson there is, the email looked scary, but the need was simple.
Yes. So basically is right. Most office requests are simple. The scary part is the tone or the unknown meaning behind it.
And the unknown meaning is what your brain fills with drama.
Exactly. Your brain is like, what if I'm failing?
And the office is like, no, we just need the file.
So a good strategy is to reply in a simple way and ask one clarifying question if needed.
Yes. One question. Not 6. 1. Because 6 questions is an interrogation.
And then you start a chain of emails that never ends.
Email chains are like snakes. You cut the head and it grows back with following up.
Oh, following up. Another classic.
Following up sounds polite, but it's also like someone tapping your shoulder every 10 minutes.
Sometimes following up is totally fair.
Yes, but sometimes it arrives 5 minutes after the first email. And you're like, I am a human. I blink. I drink water.
I blink is important.
It's an underrated workplace activity.
Okay, now meetings. Meetings are a whole different animal.
Meetings are where time goes to disappear,
And they often start with, this will be quick.
which is the meeting version of quick question. It's the same lie, just in a different outfit.
And the first 5 minutes are always waiting.
Waiting and smiling. And pretending you're not checking your calendar like, what am I missing right now?
And then someone says, let's just wait 1 more minute.
That phrase is responsible for half of human suffering.
And then another person joins and says, sorry, I was on mute.
Sorry, I was on mute, is basically a greeting now.
Yes, it's like, hello, I exist and I'm late.
And then the meeting finally starts, and someone says, can everyone see my screen?
Every time.
Every time. And someone can't.
And then you spend 6 minutes fixing the problem.
And then someone says, okay, let's circle back.
Circle back is such a famous phrase. It sounds like movement, but it's actually delay.
Circle back means, we will not decide now. We will keep this as a floating cloud in the sky.
And that cloud will follow you.
Yes, like a cute little storm.
Okay, here's a very real office moment. You get invited to a meeting, but you don't know why. There's no agenda. There's just a title like sync.
Sync is a suspicious word.
It is, because sync can mean friendly update, or it can mean we have a problem.
And you show up trying to guess which one it is.
And sometimes you prepare for war, and it's just, so, how's it going?
That's the emotional whiplash.
Yes, and the opposite happens too. You show up relaxed, and then it's serious.
That's when your brain starts loading late, like an old computer. Wait, is this about me?
Exactly. And the hard part is not only understanding the words, it's understanding the energy.
The energy is everything. The words can be simple, but the meaning changes with tone.
So, how do we survive meeting talk?
My best tip is, keep your replies short and calm. In meetings, people get nervous and talk too much.
Yes, they think more words equals more value.
But more words often equals more confusion.
That's true, and it's easy to lose the main point.
And then the meeting becomes a fog. You're in it, but you don't know where you're going.
Okay, if I had to say it in one sentence, meetings are easier when you know your one main point before you speak.
That's a strong sentence. And it's true. 1 point, not 5.
1 point, 1 example, done.
And if you don't know the point yet, you can say something simple like, let me think for a second.
Yes, people forget that's allowed.
It is allowed. Silence is not illegal.
Some offices act like it is.
True. But even then, a short pause makes you sound thoughtful, not weak.
Another survival tool is asking for clarity, like, just to make sure I understand.
That phrase is gold. It's polite and it buys you time.
And it helps everyone, because many people are also confused. They're just hiding it.
Offices have a lot of secret confusion. People nod like little dolls,
Yes, the nodding.
and then later they message you. Wait, what did we decide?
Which brings us to another classic office line. Can you send a recap?
The recap request is always funny, because the meeting was a recap of something else.
And now, we need a recap of the recap.
And the recap becomes an email, and then the email becomes another meeting.
The circle back is complete.
Beautiful.
Okay, let's talk about polite phrases that feel dangerous. Because office talk is full of them.
Yes, like just checking in.
That one makes me sit up straight.
Just checking in sounds like a friendly neighbor, but it's actually a timer.
Or, when you get a chance.
When you get a chance means soon, not next week.
Exactly.
And then there's, let's take this offline.
That's a strong one.
That's the meeting version of, stop talking right now.
It can be a good thing, though.
Yes, sometimes it's just, this is too detailed for everyone. That's fair. But sometimes it's also, we are not doing this in public.
And you can feel the temperature change.
Exactly. Office rooms have temperatures. You can't see it, but you feel it.
So, for survival, if you hear that phrase, your best move is to stay calm, agree, and move on.
Yes, don't fight in the group. That's not the moment.
Okay, another office situation. You get an email with many people copied.
Oh, the CC Olympics.
Yes, and you can feel the pressure. Because now it's not just a message, it's a performance.
The moment you see 10 names, your brain goes, this is public.
And you start writing like you're in court.
Dear all, per my previous correspondence.
Exactly. You start sounding like a lawyer.
But here's the thing, you can still keep it simple.
Yes, calm, short, clear.
And if you need time, you can say, I'll get back to you.
That phrase saves lives.
It really does, because it creates space, and space is survival.
It also protects you from saying something wrong quickly.
Which is how office problems multiply. Fast replies create slow disasters.
That's a strong line.
Thank you. I'm available for corporate posters. Haha.
Okay, let's share a couple of real moments because this topic is very I've been there.
Please, I have one that still makes me laugh.
Go.
I got an email once that said, please advise. That's it. 2 words. And I was like, advise on what? Life? Love? Taxes?
Please advise is so cold.
It's cold and vague. So I replied with one simple question. Sure, what's the situation? And they replied with a full paragraph.
So they had the information the whole time.
Yes. They just didn't put it in the first email because they were in a hurry.
That happens a lot. And then the receiver suffers.
Exactly. The sender saves time, the receiver pays. It's like a tiny tax.
Okay, here's mine. I once got a meeting invite called Quick Sync. No agenda, just that title. I joined, and it was 8 people. 8.
That's not quick. That's a small conference.
Exactly. And the first 10 minutes were people saying hello. And then someone said, so why are we here?
The best moment.
And nobody knew. Not even the person who created the meeting.
That should be illegal.
And then we spent 30 minutes trying to build the reason inside the meeting, like we were making a plan from nothing.
That's a classic office magic trick. Turn time into confusion.
Exactly. And after that, I started doing something simple. If I get a meeting with no agenda, I ask, what's the goal?
That's brave.
It feels brave, but it's actually efficient.
And it's fair, because your time matters.
Yes. And you can ask politely. Just to make sure I prepare, what would you like to cover?
That sounds professional and calm.
And most people appreciate it, because it helps them too.
So basically, survival is not about knowing fancy words. It's about being calm, asking for clarity, and not letting office drama live in your head for free.
For free is exactly it, because your brain will try to pay attention to every small detail.
Like the greeting, hi Jack versus hello Jack.
Or no greeting at all.
No greeting is scary. It's like someone walked into the room and started talking.
And sometimes that's just their style.
Exactly. Not everyone writes warm emails. Some people write fast emails.
So, a big part of surviving is not taking everything personally.
Which is hard.
Very, especially when you're tired.
Tired brains are dramatic brains.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about a few meeting characters. Because every office has characters.
Oh, yes.
There's the person who speaks for 10 minutes and says nothing.
The fog machine.
Exactly. The fog machine. They say, we need to align on the strategy. And you're like, okay, but what are we doing?
And there's the person who says, I have to jump to another call after asking the biggest question.
And then they leave, and everyone else has to solve it.
Yes. And there's the person who multitasks and then asks, sorry, can you repeat that?
That person is also you sometimes.
True. We've all been that person.
Meetings are long. Attention is human.
And that's why having one main point helps. Because even if the meeting is messy, you know what you need.
Exactly. And you can also leave with one action.
If I had to say it in one sentence, leave every meeting with one clear next step, or it will come back to haunt you.
That's the truth. Unclear meetings don't end. They just pause.
They circle back.
They circle back.
Okay, we have to talk about let's circle back one more time, because it's the symbol of office life.
It's the office boomerang. You throw the problem, it returns.
And sometimes it returns bigger.
Yes, it grows while it's away, like a nightmare plant.
Okay, so what do you say when someone says, let's circle back?
You can say, sure, when would you like to revisit this?
That's good, because it turns a vague future into a real time.
Exactly, because vague futures are where tasks go to die.
Or you can say, happy to. What's the next step?
Yes, next step is a great phrase. It sounds calm and practical.
And it protects you from endless talking.
Which is the real office monster? Not emails, not meetings, endless talking with no decision.
That is the monster.
So let's do a mini scenario. You get an email. Can you talk for a minute? What do you reply?
I would say, sure, what's this about?
Perfect. That's simple and normal.
Or if I'm busy, I can say, I'm in the middle of something. Can we do later today?
That's very healthy. That's the boundary plate drop, but polite.
Yes, and it's still professional.
Another scenario. You're in a meeting and you don't understand something. What do you do?
I say, sorry, can you say that one more time?
Simple.
Or, just to make sure I understand, you mean... And then I repeat the idea.
That's excellent, because it shows you're engaged, not lost.
And it helps the speaker, too. Sometimes they realize they were unclear.
And then they blame the internet.
Sorry, I think my connection is bad.
The universal excuse.
Okay, one more. Someone sends you something late and says, ASAP.
Ah, yes. The magical word that means, I want you to feel stressed now.
How do you handle it without being rude?
I like to reply with a time, like, got it. I can send this by 3 p.m.
That's great, because it's clear and it sets expectation.
Exactly. Because ASAP is not a time, it's a vibe.
And vibes are dangerous in project management.
Very dangerous.
So the survival kit is pause before replying, keep it short, ask for clarity, and turn vague phrases into clear next steps or clear times.
That's it. And also, remember that noted is not always a personal attack.
Yes, sometimes noted just means I saw this.
And sometimes it means, I saw this and I'm annoyed. But you still can't control that.
True, you can only control your part.
And your part is calm and clear.
Okay, before we finish, let's talk about one thing that makes office English easier. Having a few safe, simple lines that you can use when you're nervous.
Safe lines are everything.
Like, thanks for the heads up.
Or, I'll look into it.
Or, let me check and I'll get back to you.
That one is my best friend. It buys time and sounds professional.
And it's honest, because sometimes you really do need to check.
Exactly. Honesty plus calm is a powerful combo.
All right, if you're listening and you're dealing with emails and meetings today, good luck. And remember, you don't have to sound perfect. You just need to sound clear.
And when someone says, quick question, just smile. It's never quick, but you can survive it.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
See you next time. And next time, we might talk about another modern office drama, the group chat that never sleeps. Because somehow, there's always one message at 11 p.m.